In this video, we're going to be talking about what's inside my camera bag for 2024. So this backpack right here is the WANDRD PRVKE 21L backpack, and I love it because it does not look like a traditional camera bag, which makes me feel comfortable walking around with gear, especially if I am in a very sketchy place, and at the same time it does not cost too much attention to myself. So with that out of the way, we're going to talk about what's inside my camera bag, and we're going to be starting off with the front part. As you can see, I have the Moza Aircross 3 in the front, and the cool thing about this backpack is that it has these front straps over here, which means you can attach anything in the front. You can just unlatch everything. So this front part is a good way to attach a gimbal, a tripod, or a jacket. So it's a good way to attach anything that you will not put inside, because this does not occupy so much volume on the inside. So you can save space just by attaching or hooking things up on the front part. So the front part right here, there is a big zipper. So this front pocket right here only holds two things. Although it's a big pocket, I only put two things, which is a Sharpie and a deck of cards. So I always keep a deck of cards in handy, especially like a quick access pocket, just in case somebody wants to watch some magic. I am a magician, as some of you may not know. So I like to keep the deck of cards in this pocket, so just in case I do have to perform all of a sudden, I can easily pull it out without having to fuss inside the backpack. And on this side over here, this is a water bottle compartment, but you can also use it to hold a tripod. So for me, it is a Joby 3K Pro, I think, if I remember correctly. There's no way this is the 1K, right? Yeah, I think this is the 3K Pro. So I prefer to still use a Joby over any other tripod because of how versatile it is. I can wrap it over a tree, I can put it on a table, I can basically do whatever I want with it. And it's not as heavy as a regular sized tripod, but at the same time, this has a full ball mount, and I can just easily slide it into this. And if I want to make sure that this does not fall off, I'm gonna just push a little bit so it just tightens the space. And if I need to have it more secure, I will zip it a little bit like this, which grabs onto the tripod even more, which just gives me a peace of mind that it's not gonna fall off while I'm walking. And on this side of the bag, there is a small pocket, and on top of this pocket, the zipper, right? I put a little USB-C to Type-C cable. It looks like a keychain, but actually it's a Type-C cable. So this just makes sure that just in case I run out of power, I have an emergency cable with me. So I try to keep all of my devices within the Type-C ecosystem so I can easily charge them wherever I want. So inside this pocket, I only keep one thing, which are my keys. So I keep my keys in this pocket just so when I come home, I can just easily pull it out. And let's talk about my keys real quick. So my keys are on this little carabiner. And on top of it is like a little skate tool, a universal skate tool. So I'm a skateboarder as well, so I have to have one of these. And I have an Allen wrench and some keys. So before I forget, let's talk about the front part of the bag. The front part of the bag is fully waterproof, which means if it's raining, you don't need to put a water cover on it. This is going to repel water with no problem. So on the top part of the bag, there is a magnetic top handle over here, which has some printing on it, which says wander more, worry less. I love that because it just reminds me that whenever I go out to shoot, I should focus on what's happening rather than just focus on filming or photographing, right? You know, we can easily get carried away as photographers and videographers. We don't really enjoy the moment. We tend to film it instead, which is still enjoyable, right? So this one attaches via magnets, which is cool. I've never seen a backpack do that. So you can do this, and you can now access the top part. So the top part is pretty cool because it has this little strap over here. The good thing about this strap is that it is fully adjustable, which means you can totally hook up something on top of here. So if you don't want to put the gimbal on the front, you can put it on the top, hook it up like this, and then tighten it, and you can carry the gimbal this way. So this just frees up this space even more. But the way I use it is that since it's winter here in Hong Kong, I usually put a little sweater there or a jacket. So this is an easy way to stow away a jacket without occupying the main compartments of my backpack. So this bag is also a roll top, which means aside from the 21L capacity of this backpack, this can also unroll like this, which gives you an additional 5 liters more of space. So inside the main compartment of my bag, you can see I put some balls here. Again, I'm a magician, so I always carry these things. So just in case kids want to watch, or adults as well, I usually just bring these. They're super compact because they can just squish, if you know what I mean. And here I have one of my favorite lights, which is the VL120. And here we also have some snacks. It's a little bit embarrassing, so it's not as healthy as other snacks, but hey, I try to keep my backpack filled with snacks, so just in case I do get hungry, at least I can survive before I get an actual meal in. And here I got some accessories for my DJI Action 4, though. So this is my chest mount, and this is the main mount for the DJI Action 4. And here we got the Telesin multifunction tripod. So this is the tripod I use for my DJI Action 4. I like it because it can do all sorts of stuff. It can be a selfie stick. It can also be a tripod like this. It can even spread out really high. So if you can see, you can imagine that this is a very versatile tripod. And here I got a little extra battery, an FZ100 battery. So I always try to keep one in handy. Okay, so that's pretty much the top compartment. So there's one more compartment over here, which is a small pocket wherein I put my most used items. So here I got my wallet. And here I have a bongo tie, and here we got some USB stuff. And now we're gonna be talking about one of the main compartments of this bag, which is this side access over here, which allows you to access your camera from the side. So in my case, I'm using a Sony A7IV with a 50mm f1.8. So this pocket right here allows you to access it quickly, and you can put it back easily as well. So before we pop open the back part of the bag, we're gonna be talking about the straps first. So here are the main straps of the bag, which are the shoulder straps. I have a little Falcam F38 backpack clip. I love this more than the Peak Design one. If you haven't watched, I made a video about this, why I love this clip more. And here we got the sternum straps. So these sternum straps are one of the best sternum straps I've ever used, mainly because of how easy it is to use. You can just plop it on like this, push it, it's gonna make a clicking sound, and you can pull on this tab to release it. So the reason why I love this sternum strap design is because you don't have to look. All you need to do is just feel, you push, and to release it, you just pull up. It's very easy to use. And here we got one of the best waist straps that I've ever used. First of all, they have some padding over here, so just in case you do have a lot of weight, it's not gonna hurt your hip a lot, so you can just buckle it up like this. And on this part of the hip strap, there is a mesh pocket that you can put some small objects in. And you can see there is a strap right here. This is a pass-through strap, so just in case you have luggage with you and you don't want to carry your backpack, you can insert your luggage's handle through this, and then the luggage can carry your backpack for you. And at the same time, this one has a hidden pocket right here. There is a zipper, so you can hide secret stuff over here like a passport. Most people would put passports in here, but for me, I would probably put some cash inside. So just in case you travel and you get mugged, which hopefully it does not happen to you, at least if they don't steal your backpack, you have some extra cash inside. So for me, I sometimes put an extra card in here, just in case if I want to do a magic trick, I can easily just have access to it. And one more thing about this backpack is that the bottom part right here, this thing right here is nicely made. It is scratch resistant, opposed to a backpack that I have that I love, but at the same time hate at the same time, is the Peak Design everyday backpack. One thing I really hate about that backpack is the bottom part. It gets scratched up and scruffed up a lot, and it does not look nice. This one I love because it's just a plain material, but at the same time it is scratch resistant. And now let's talk about the main compartment of the backpack, which is where we put our cameras and other gear. To access that, you have to unzip this whole thing. So let's talk about the things I have inside. So here I have a little folder. I have a little notebook and a pen. So I'm very old-fashioned. I don't like putting my notes or my schedule inside my phone. I try to keep it inside a proper notebook, and yeah, it just makes me more productive in this way. And here I got a little pouch. Again, I'm very OCD. I like to keep everything organized. So on this side, there is a laptop sleeve as well as other extra pockets. So in this pocket, I put a little universal USB cable. And here in this small pocket, I put like a little SD card case, some random stuff like a coin and a USB card reader. So this coin is for tightening base plates, camera plates onto cameras. And in this compartment right here, I put my wife's Microsoft Surface. So we use this laptop mainly for editing photos, although this cannot really edit videos because we shoot in 10-bit 422 and 4K. But this is a good editing laptop for photos because photos don't really require much. Ouch. So here, my main camera is a Sony A7IV. I have a 50mm f1.8 lens. This is my workhorse. I bring this out the most opposed to my other cameras. I don't even bring my A7S III out anymore. So this camera I love because this is a good hybrid camera. So attached on it is a 50mm f1.8 lens. You're probably wondering why I choose this lens opposed to a G Master. Well, first of all, this lens was given to me by my friend Aaron Chen. I love this lens because it just has some sentimental value to it. At the same time, it is a pretty lightweight lens. It's less than 200 grams. So it just makes carrying this camera a lot more manageable rather than having to carry an f1.4 or an f1.2. And below the camera is a plate which I use with my camera clip. So as you can see on my backpack strap, there is a camera clip. I can just easily put my camera on it like this. And to release it, I can just press. And this just alleviates the need for any camera strap. And on this side of the bag, or the camera cube, is where I put my lens. This is a Tamron 70-180 f2.8 lens. I chose this as my main telephoto lens over the 70-200 G Master, mainly because of the weight. Second is the price. Of course, we all know how expensive that lens is. But this one I prefer a lot because of how light it is. Of course, you lose 20 millimeters on the longer end, but then this can do the job for most of the time. And on this side of the camera bag, I have my trusty G7X Mark III. I actually just bought this. I finally upgraded from the Mark II. So this is the silver version. It took me so long to find this model because it's sold out everywhere. The only color that's available is the black one, and I find that a very mediocre color for a point and shoot, because if you're going to travel, might as well travel in style with your point and shoot, right? So I chose this color. So I like the G7X Mark III because now it has a mic jack and a USB-C charging port, which means I don't have to bring a micro USB cable anymore. And here is my main vlog mic, which is the Sony ECM B10. I like this microphone because it does not require any cables when you mount it to your camera. It communicates with the camera just via the multi-interface hot shoe, and it just makes the setup a lot more minimalist. But I'm not really a minimalist person, but I am organized. And here I got my DJI Action 4, which is my main action camera. I usually just leave it in this bag because it does not really occupy so much space and it does not really weigh anything. So I just bring this along wherever I go. So I prefer this over the DJI Pocket 2 or 3, mainly because of durability. I can just stow this into the bag without any need for a case. But with the Pocket 2 or the Pocket 3, because it has a gimbal, you have to baby that a lot more. So this one is my kind of action camera. And the last thing that I have inside is a ND filter. So this is the Nisi 82mm True Color variable ND filter. I like this variable ND filter because it is the True Color, which means it will not have any weird color casts, because if you use a cheap ND filter, you're gonna have weird color shifting whenever you film with cheaper ND filters. So yeah, so that's what's inside my camera bag for 2024. Again, this is the WANDRD PRVKE 21L backpack. I love this backpack a lot, and I kind of regret choosing black. The main reason why I chose black is that it's just a lot more safe to use when it comes to professional work. It's inconspicuous enough to not cause so much attention to it, but at the same time, it looks professional. But if I had an opportunity to change this backpack to a different color, I would choose the gray one, or probably even the army green one, which is a lot more sharp of a color. So that is it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video and these kinds of content, please do comment down below and let me know. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I said that already. Peace.